So, hi guys, welcome back to the K2A podcast. We're at season 1, episode 20. The K2A podcast is a show where we get guests and discuss about school life and a whole range of topics. So, if you're a regular listener, you'll know that we have gone to a lot of topics, a lot of genres. We've also had a few offbeat episodes. For example, the first offbeat episode was Mysore versus Bangalore. Another offbeat was about mental health with Aluk Majumdar in the dark theme. And we thought we'll do another episode, offbeat, because Ashish and I have been discussing for a long time that we need to do something about metal music, because he's a metalhead and he likes listening to all this. So the topic for today, I think let Ashish introduce this. I think because it's his topic today, I think he should introduce.
Yeah, essentially the topic is how does a metal noob get into metal music?
Newbie. The politically correct term is newbie. So how does a new person get into metal?
Also, the way that you introduce the title, like we need to do something about this metal, like it's some kind of cockroach or something. You need to do something about this metal, man.
That's called beginner's curse, I guess. You don't know what you're talking about, right?
Cockroach.
Oh yeah. So speaking of cockroach, Nirupama is on the podcast again.
What does that have to do now?
So that's how you introduce a guest on the podcast, yeah. So Nirupama Srinivas is back.
For the third time, and this is how you all introduce
Oh,
me.
yeah, totally.
First time it was like alumni from Kumaran, 2016 batch, part of the Seek team, and now it's like cockroach.
All that was then. Now it's different. So yeah, she's back for the third time.
That kind of episode.
Huh?
It's going to be that kind of episode.
Totally.
You have to say.
Use your imagination. Right. So we're going to get into casual conversation about metal. Personally, as a listener of music, I listen to non-metal music, which is Argon, Neon, Krypton. These guys listen to
Argon, Neon, Krypton.
non-metal.
Chemistry student.
Commerce student is also on the podcast. So you guys listen to Calcium.
I asked for him. I totally know what Argon, Neon, and Krypton are.
You guys listen to Calcium, Magnesium,
Okay, fine.
Sodium
Right.
kind of music. Okay.
Potassium.
So yeah, I think to start off, the first question I think I should shoot to you guys is, what exactly is metal music?
Alright, so there are different kinds of music to name. There's pop, there is EDM, which is electronic dance music. We will talk about that a little later, but and then there's rock, there's soft rock, there's psychedelic rock, there's metal, there is Carnatic, there's classical, there's instrumental, there's progressive. So metal is just one of these subgenres. I mean, genres of different kinds of music you can listen to. And yeah, there is a lot of subgenres in music, but that's what I've got to say about what metal is.
Metal to me is just heavier, like classical music. Well, it's a lot of drums, a lot of guitars, and at a very high tempo than most of other music is.
I think it's more loud and aggressive, and it's a lot more instrument and analog than digital.
Yeah, sort of, yeah.
But why do you guys listen to it? Why do you guys listen to metal?
Because it's good music.
I mean, see, saying that you like the music is fine, but
So I mean,
what is unique about metal that is not there in other genres?
Instruments.
yeah, instruments, and you can listen to every instrument very distinctly. To me, when you get into a very, very good amount of metal, you can listen to the bass lines, and you can listen to the drumming, and you can appreciate each and every instrument. And you realize that a lot of elements actually go into making a certain, making a certain song. There's lyrics, and there's a very, very meaningful set of lyrics involved. There's bass lines, which without the bass lines, the song would sound incomplete. There's guitars, there's rhythm, there is drumming, and maybe there's some other instrument along. And none of it is synthed. I mean, apart from the mixing, I don't think any of it is actually electronically or digitally created.
Yeah, pretty much. And even if it is like digitally created, it's usually, I don't know, like different from each another. Like every single band has their own unique style.
Yeah, I think, yeah, even if you have a, let's say you're in a band and you have a lot of influences, your music would never sound like even if you're a cover band, your song wouldn't sound the same as the band you're covering.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Their styles are very evident when they're performing.
so what is the difference between rock and metal? What do you bands like Linkin Park, probably Green Day? What would you classify them into?
I think
Green Day is probably
Green
rock.
Green Day is punk, man.
Oh yeah, but
It's
yeah,
punk rock.
correct. Yeah,
It's a lot of anti-government, anti-people, sociopathic, up to a level stuff.
Mm.
And metal is a lot more aggressive that way. Metal is a little more melodic than rock. Rock is about the beats. There's a huge emphasis on drum guitar riffs, but here it's about guitar melodies, and I think metal is just a little more melodic than this. But I think a newbie to metal would not say the same thing.
I actually think drums is a lot more pronounced in metal than in rock. Especially like if you look at some of the new metal bands and the more modern bands, there's a lot more involvement of drums that is coming in.
Yeah, I think the technique of, I mean, in rock, it's probably four on four time signature. I mean, it's very it's very clear cut. You don't follow a very different technique of drumming, but in metal, I think there are very, very unique techniques of drumming, and each drummer or each band can choose to follow his own. So the way you're drumming is very different here.
Yeah, and it also kind of depends on the band itself, because if you take something like Pink Floyd,
I think you can't really hear the drumming at all. I mean, it's very, very, but it's very important again.
No, but their drumming is actually very unique, because the time signatures that Pink Floyd songs use are like very different than most rock bands would use. Like, for example, like if you took a band like Queen.
Yeah, I see. Now Queen is almost a 4 on 4. I think Queen is more of a rock band, if I'm not wrong.
Exactly, but Queen is more of a, like, both of them are rock bands, right? But Pink Floyd, again, like Pink Floyd's drumming is very weird in its time signatures, in the way that they structure each song.
I think the way they project their drumming is extremely different, because, you know, until you mentioned it now, I've never paid attention to Pink Floyd's drumming at all. But, I mean, I've always paid attention to Queen's drumming.
Yeah, because Queen's drumming is kind of
loud. It's more
like
a rock band. And
yeah, because Queen, the great thing about Queen is every single part of their songs are usually very clear. Like Freddie's voice, or the guitar, or the bass guitar, or the drum, each and every single part is clear. Whereas Pink Floyd, because it's designed to be stoner music, it kind of all like melds together. So it's difficult to kind of pick out each and every single element of the song.
Well, I think Pink Floyd, I mean, is more, I think they started out as a soft rock, relaxing kind of band, but then they got very mistaken as a stoner band pretty quickly.
No, but it was also in that era, right?
Yeah, I mean, in that, I think even the Beatles were there. The Beatles were there.
Beatles were 60s.
Yeah, I mean, that was when the hippie culture came about, right?
Yeah, hippie culture came about, but the drug culture came about in the 70s.
Yeah. So even Zeppelin, for that matter, always gets mistaken as a stoner band. I mean, gives you a different trip, but I think they were meant to be listened to by everybody.
Yeah, but listening to the songs kind of sounds like it was made for stoners more than anything, or like they were stoned when they made it.
Oh yeah, I know about it. So I think there was somebody told me that there was this concert by Pink Floyd, and nobody was there, and these guys were completely out, and they were playing. I think this was in Pompeii, 1971, if I'm not wrong. So this was a very funny concert, Pink Floyd. So it's a documentary, 1972. So it
And you
was
were playing for nobody.
completely high.
Wow, brilliant.
But I think we've all started to believe that Pink Floyd or Led Zeppelin is very psychedelic. I mean, they are psychedelic rock, but
Yeah.
I think it's a lot about perspective too.
Yeah. Shiva's gone to sleep, by the way. He's taking a nap.
I kind of nodded off
Or he's
actually.
ordering for like samosa or something.
Actually, no. I was actually listening to your discussion, and what I have understood. Can I conclude by saying that, you know, for to
Don't
understand
conclude,
metal?
we just started the episode.
No. As in conclude this point, can I say that you need to have a certain academic knowledge of instruments to actually appreciate the music?
No,
I don't think so, no.
no. I mean, look, I'm a singer, and I did not know. I mean, I know that there's an instrument called guitar, and I know that there's an instrument called drums, and I think up till I started listening to metal, I did not know what a bass guitar was. And one thing about it is, when I started listening to metal, when you listen to a song without a certain instrument, it strikes you really hard. It's like, hey, something's missing, and that's when you kind of learn about stuff on the way.
Yeah, exactly. I think listening to metal kind of sparks an interest in instruments. Not the other way around. I think listening to metal was kind of what got me interested, like in a guitar or in a drums, or indeed, like if you were to listen to a metal song with some kind of unique or different instrument, and you kind of hear it almost because the tone of that instrument will kind of be different from everything else.
You see, you look at it, there's a band called sitar metal. So you can shred on a sitar. So I think every instrument has a very unique sound, and you kind of start learning a lot about that. You learn about the band's history and everything when you start getting into metal. You get very, very curious.
So, when did you guys get introduced to metal?
Okay, so what happened was, so after 10th, I stopped listening to most music because there was a lot of academics and everything. So I don't think I really listened to a lot of music until then. I hate to say this, but there was a certain point of time in my life where I liked One Direction a lot. And I thought Avicii was like this. I mean, Avicii did make really good music. I was a huge Avicii fan after listening to like 2-3 songs of his. I was a huge Justin Bieber fan. All that back in 2009, 2010. So after 10th, I stopped listening to music completely. I would just listen to probably the one-off Hindi pop song that came about, or the one-off pop song that came about. And then in first year of college, I started listening to Oasis, and I really, really liked Oasis. And I thought they were rock, but they were pop too, but they were not today pop. And then I slowly got into Pink Floyd, and then I got into Sabbath. Black Sabbath was the first metal band I actually started listening to very, very focusedly. And then Zeppelin, and then from there it was just a complete slide down into the darkness.
So,
Actually, I used to listen to Tool as well. In 10th, one of my friends introduced me to Tool from school. This guy was a bass guitarist, and he told me, hey, you should listen to Tool. But I was an artist back then. I used to draw a lot. And I was like, hey, okay, so Tool's got very psychedelic art. And I was actually covering their art instead of listening to their music for some reason.
so how about you, Ashish? How were you introduced to metal?
Mine was metal per se was a lot earlier. I think in like third standard, fourth standard, Green Day came out with Boulevard of Broken Dreams. That was the first song that I remember like listening to more than any other song.
For me, it was We Will Rock You by Queen when I was like 3, 4.
We Will Rock You actually came really late for me. I think I started listening to that song in like 9th or 10th or something like that, like really late. And so it started with Green Day. Then 6th standard-ish, it moved to Linkin Park, which was just like, I listened to Linkin Park because that was when Slim Shady was big. Because
Yes, yes.
because that was when he came out with that song called Crazy or something like that. Basically, it was a song with some kind of above 18 word every 2 seconds.
I think that's every Slim Shady song ever, right?
No, because the line, the first line is, I was born with a blank in my head, something like that. So I'm not sure the song name, but yeah, it started with that, and then I remember Linkin Park's rapping as well, because they used to have this guy who would rap, and then they would have Chester Bennington who would sing. Which, by the way, I still like Linkin Park because Chester's voice is really good.
Dude, I love Linkin Park.
Yeah.
I think everybody likes Linkin Park.
But there was this huge controversy, right, about their latest album being pop and everything.
Dude, I mean, see, one of my favorite bands, Opeth, they released a new album and everybody's like, why is Michael not screaming? Why is Michael not growling? And I think a band has their own style. Even if like, I guess Opeth decides to do pop tomorrow, I think I would definitely appreciate it. Because they're using instruments, they're not using a lot of digital stuff.
Yeah.
I think when I was like probably 3 or 4, so we would all go, when I was like, probably 4 or 5, we would all go to my friend's house and everybody play Mortal Kombat, and this guy had, this one playlist of songs we would all listen to. So I think the first song, that was more of acoustic. I could never figure out the name of it. But the second song was We Will Rock You. So I think that's my first exposure. And my dad likes Hotel California a lot. And Rainbow, Temple, and the King.
Hotel California is now the in rock song. If you're a fan of rock music, metal music, Hotel California has to be in your playlist.
Yeah, I think Hotel California is definitely. I mean, if you're and that live version they've got. Have you heard it?
No.
That's more famous than the original version. He's got that nice guitar intro in the beginning.
No, I haven't heard that version. I've only heard the MP3 version. That's it.
Okay. But Shiva, what kind of music do you listen to, dude?
Actually, incidentally, you guys were talking about Linkin Park and all that. The first English song I ever heard was introduced to me by Ashish. Believe it or not. Yeah. It was during sports day. I think we were standing in the ground, athletic ground.
Okay.
So, the new one, the new, the new ground basically. So we standing athletic ground and
episode on sports day. It's up on the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
It's all laughing. Okay, it's a brilliant episode.
It is still one of the best.
That's nice.
So that what happened was we was just standing over there. Ashish had his phone or MP3 player. I don't remember.
Wow.
He was like, yeah, do check out this song. I'm like, yeah, okay. And then
I was like full on rebel mode.
Oh, yeah, I think we were all of that, dude. Everybody got pen drives. I mean, I know everybody got USBs. I used to bring my USB in.
Yeah.
Not USB, dude. I used to bring that little MP3, Philips MP3 I used to bring with your phone.
Yeah. Anyway, go on.
yeah, so the first song I heard was Usher's Oh My Gosh. That was the first English song I ever heard.
Alright, my friend is a DJ, so he mixed that. And I think that was one of the first pop songs I probably heard. I didn't like it so much though.
Yeah. So I was not into English songs much. I was more into, Tamil, Hindi, that kind of thing. I'm still into that because there's a song called Despacito that came out, okay? You guys remember, obviously.
Huh?
Despacito by Luis Fonsi.
Yeah.
See, I'm not saying it's a bad song, okay? But I don't see why people were falling head over heels over it, okay? Then there was another song I really liked, Shape of You. That was good. Then recently I've listening to a lot of Charlie Puth songs.
Oh, I love that guy, dude.
Yeah, I think
his jazz versions of songs.
Yeah, I think he's got the tone and the notes right. So if you ask me what kind of songs I listen to, it's mostly soft music, sometimes classical Carnatic music.
If you like classical, you should check out Agam. They're a proper
Dude, come on.
band.
Obviously, I know Agam. Yes.
Yeah, okay, see, they're metal.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you. I thought you didn't know Agam. So Agam, the guy who's
Agam's
singing.
performing today.
Where?
VR.
VR?
VR. Yeah, I wanted to go so bad. Okay.
Wait, what is VR?
And
We are
yet we are here
Phoenix.
recording the podcast for you guys.
Oh,
Yeah, this is
Phoenix.
dedication, y'all.
Dude, okay. I have to say, Ashish, if you don't know Agam, just go and see Google image. See the lead guy. He looks like a rock guy. I mean, metal, death metal or whatever. When he starts singing, dude, it is insane.
That band is amazing, dude.
Yeah.
See, Taikudam Bridge is performing in Forum Shantiniketan today. Sitar Metal is performing in Fandom. And Agam is performing in VR.
And you are performing in the podcast. Very nice.
Yeah, I'm sitting here and recording podcast with you guys.
So sad. You should have gone there.
You all better buy me food for this.
Well, sorry for wasting your time.
No, but I mean, dude, tickets are 1,600. I'm not that rich to go out of Bangalore, listen to a concert and come back.
That is why I do free podcast and keep quiet. It's okay. Leave.
I'm just waiting for you all to get paid.
Yeah. No, but
Agam is wonderful metal.
Taikudam Bridge, dude, I didn't like their songs, honestly. But Agam, yes. Wow.
Taikudam Bridge is, I think it's, you should check out Avial. I mean, Avial, I think Avial is a little better than Taikudam Bridge. Avial is wonderful. They're
Okay.
amazing Mallu metal. So, I mean, if you're a metal beginner, I'd probably suggest you start with Oasis and Queen and all of them.
What if I don't want to begin?
Yeah, then I mean, you just go listen to your pen drive music and all. I mean, I don't mind.
That's all. Okay, so actually bring me to the next question. You know, whenever I've heard metal or seen metal videos or whatever, I just see them, growling the mic. I'm like, Rosin Beka, stomach upset, something is there, some problem. Why are you shouting, growling, solpa haircut madi? What is this? Why do you dress up like this? So what is the reason for this?
I can just imagine like Shiva's perfect band. It's like people wearing chatti panche and they're wearing one white shirt. And, like,
They're probably giving dosa sambar as like uta to everybody when they're performing.
Yeah, exactly.
And the volume is so low that you can't hear them at all.
Hey, hello. I'm not so traditional also.
Instead of growling, they're singing some prayer. How nice.
No, they're counting the beats on their hands. They're like paketa
See, when you hear Agam,
they have one long mark on their forehead.
Hey, once again, when you hear Agam, so go listen to the song Rangapura Vihara. Just listen to that song.
I heard it.
That is, man, it takes you to, next level. You don't even need anything to get high.
That's the Agam song I heard.
The first one was this thing, Banduriti. That was the first.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Banduriti Golu.
Dude, but I mean, the last one they did, the sessions from, which sessions from space or something?
Yeah. Correct.
Album right now.
Manavyalakim Charagate.
Yeah, I want to hear drumming, I want to hear riffs, and I'm getting very, very soft music.
So, what they have done is they have combined a bit of metal plus Carnatic, and it's such a beautiful combination.
And they've combined progressive. So
correct. So progressive. So that's the kind of music I want to hear. I don't want to hear, growling the mic, shouting, and incomprehensible words, and people headbanging. What is headbanging? What is this?
Headbanging is moving your head rhythmically to music.
No, it doesn't look rhythmically. There are two things. Either
No, it's very, very synchronized, dude.
It looks like it's an incentive for headache, It's like headbang.
There's a band called Project Mishram, alright. They're also a Carnatic metal band. They're wonderful, you should check them out. So they're a little more metal than Agam. So I went to their concert, I'm standing in the first row, Mantri Mall. I'm the only one headbanging apart from the band members.
Oh.
Yeah.
So then you were doing something wrong?
No, I was dude. It was like that Dasara gave Mantri Mall this one festival, no?
Okay.
People were performing there. I couldn't catch their concert at Fandom, so I went there and I started speaking to the band. Not damn nice case. They're all from RV. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So we were talking, and they started. For me, it was like karaoke night because I've heard all their songs like at least 100 times before. So I went and I'm standing in the first row and I'm headbanging, right? And the only person headbanging apart from me is the MC.
Oh,
yeah.
So sad.
And then they played Linkin Park and all, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, damn nice band. I mean, so headbanging is basically, every song has got something called the time signature. So it's the number of beats to say very, very, so in like Karnataka, the Adi Talam and like Rupaka Talam, right? So each of it is a different time signature. And headbanging is just moving your head at according to the beat. That's pretty much it.
Okay, so you mentioned you're a singer. So what kind of songs do you sing?
I started out with Carnatic when I was like 3, and then
Oh my God, dude, Divya's cousin, dude. No, even she started dancing at the age of 3, apparently.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I do. So, I started learning when I was 3. I left because 10th and 11th and 12th when I was 16, and then I got back when I was 18, and now I just go to classes very, very rarely. With my band, we sang metal and hard rock and progressive.
Nice.
Aren't you a drummer, Ashish?
I am. Yeah.
Hey, you can elaborate, you don't have to be so humble.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I am. And
That's it.
say something about it.
Well, ask me like a open-air question. Are you a drummer? Yes. Done.
No. It's like these guys. Sir, do you know the time? Yes. And they stay silent. Tell the time. They have to ask you that also.
Somebody asks you a question, and you're just like, yeah, okay, fine, done.
Yeah, pretty much. Because see, if someone asks me a question, they want an answer. I give them answer, then I shut up. If you want a story, ask me a story.
Okay. Can you tell us a little
I
story
will add
about your
masala,
drumming?
spice, salt, pepper. I'll add everything. Okay. I'll add oregano, chili flakes. I'll call up Pizza Hut and I'll order a full pizza also. Okay. If you want an answer, then ask the question. You want a story? Ask me.
This guy elaborates a lot when he's like frustrated and all. Okay, tell us a story about your drumming, no?
What story do you want to hear? Like when?
The story where you failed miserably in a concert.
I never failed miserably in a concert because I practiced. I was saying I never failed miserably in a concert. I failed in practice many times. One time I was playing the drum and I was like going full hard on. Okay, so like I was just playing everything, and I hit the cymbal with my stick, and my stick just broke into 2.
Oh my God!
This happens a lot.
All the way back. Just because it was even better, right? Because I hit the cymbal bent down, and the stick broke, and the upper half of the stick flew away with the cymbal coming up. So it was like even more powerful. It just flew to the back. And there was a tiny clock, okay, hanging in the back. It just hit that. That broke. I had to pay for that.
Oh.
Yeah.
But funny thing, for all the years I've known Ashish, I've never seen one video of him drumming. I've never seen him drumming in live. He never drummed in school.
Go to my Facebook. Machan, in school, okay, there was one band, okay. And
I remember these guys.
Yeah, and
we had a band. My God.
So they play porcupine, right?
No. It was this guy, dude. Sumuk was there, no? He was
Sumuk. Okay. Sumuk Venugopal,
Yeah.
correct.
He was the guy who was taking people in for the band. And he was a drummer. How the hell was I going to get in the band?
I don't know, beat him? Not physically, in a competition or something.
You don't check out the band heads. Dude, what did you guys... I mean, I knew that, when I was in 5th grade or something, there was this one band which came and played for the annual day, and they played Lazarus by Porcupine Tree. And I think that was one of the... I mean, that song stuck with me for so many years, and that's still one of my favorite Porcupine Tree songs.
Wow, so heartwarming. But, since we're talking about metal, what are the different types of metal? I've heard there's heavy metal, there's death metal. Could you elaborate on that?
There's heavy metal, there's thrash metal. Most metal
is what you've actually heard. Metal. Like when Shiva, you talk about screaming and all that, that is usually super heavy metal, death metal, and all that stuff comes under the screaming stuff.
So most people assume metal to be all about screaming, but that's not true. So now when you look at Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer, there's an Indian band called Cryptos. They're amazing. That's thrash metal. So that's spelled THRASH, not trash. And then there's symphonic metal, there's glam metal, there's black metal, which is very, very dark. There is kawaii metal and Christian metal, stoner metal.
And
there.
nu metal. And
No metal. Nu metal is very, very popular. The gothic metal, sludge. What is sludge metal? Oh, okay. It's a derivative of doom metal, apparently. There's avant-garde, there's djent, and funk, punk, metalcore, folk metal, post metal. Yeah. So there are a lot of subgenres to metal. So most people, I think the most common misconception is metal is all about screaming, which is not true, because most metal bands don't use a lot of growling, because growling takes a lot of effort to actually pull off.
One second, this is why so many categories? This is what menu card of Shivsagar or something. Idli vada, dosa, upma, idli vada, cheese karabag, kara. What? Like different combinations of. Why is there so many combinations?
Okay, so it's like saying music's Asia. Music's the world, and Asia is metal, and you're just saying, okay, Asia. Why so many combinations? Is Asia the menu of Shivsagar? So let's just have everything as Asia. That's exactly like saying that.
Wow. So you guys listen to what? Heavy metal?
Heavy metal, nu metal, thrash metal.
Yeah, I think. And prog.
Bit of prog rock. Yeah, bit of prog rock.
Not a lot of glam. A little bit of black metal. Industrial. I really like industrial metal.
Okay. Since both of you are musicians, so-called musicians, I would like.
Has to add that. Always has to add that. Can't just like give a compliment.
Can't you just accept that you're jealous of our talent or something?
Yeah, one second. I'm not jealous of anything. I'm just stating facts.
So-called musicians.
Hey, look. Once you make it the big scene,
okay.
Dude. You know what? I'll tell you one thing. You are a musician in India, or you're somebody in India only if you come on Coffee with Karan. Okay?
Only if I become a
Coffee with Karan.
You.
Coffee with Karan or Kapil Sharma show. If you don't come on those shows, you're not popular enough.
Okay, so basically what you're telling me is Agam has not been to Coffee with Karan, so they're not musicians.
They're not popular enough, you know.
Dude, Agam's really popular, da.
Hey, you gotta come on the show, da.
Which show? This show or Coffee with Karan?
Not this show. Coffee with Karan.
No, this show only, day. Stop putting down your own show, da. This show also you have to come.
Then I'm probably the most popular person on the planet right now.
But still, okay, so since you guys are musicians, fine, I'll give you the compliment. What would you say is the most difficult part of creating a song, a new song, not just covers?
Okay, I think the most difficult part as a singer, I think the lyrics is the easiest part of it. Because I've written one song and that took about 3-4 months to pull off. Lyrics was the easiest part of it because I just woke up and I wrote lyrics and that was pretty much it. During vocal lines are basically a tone or a tune of how I'm going to sing the song. I think that was the most difficult part. And my guitarist found, basically what we did is based on the vocal lines, we composed the guitarist. So that was moderately easy for him, but I don't know what he went through. But I mean, to me, it looked pretty easy. The drumming was, we used a change of tempo and a change of time signature in that. So we basically composed in prog. But the drumming was a little bit of a challenge. So I think that was the most difficult part. The vocal lines were the most difficult part.
Okay. So Ashish, I've heard that in some interview, I heard that the biggest egos in the band are the vocal singer and the drummer, because the coordination between them has to be perfect. So what do you have to say about that?
Was that the Son of a Beast show with...
Yeah, correct. Yeah,
I'd agree with that, dude.
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah, I do. No, because I think, as a drummer, drummers are the hardest workers in the band just because we have like 10 pieces of stuff to bring here.
I'll go get some water or something. But okay, drummers are the hardest workers in the band.
Just based on pure equipment, we bring in 10 pieces just to set it up.
At least you have the equipment. We don't have that also.
What? One guitar and one pick. Even if a pick goes, you guys are singers, no. I can't take messages.
I'm
but
a
I
vocalist. I don't
can't
play the
with
guitar,
messages.
okay?
No, but I cannot play the drums with my hands. Okay.
Have you tried?
I have tried.
It's called tablada.
Exactly, but tabla is
Please,
tiny.
thank you, Shiva.
Tabla is tiny, okay. Like tabla is 2 pieces. You just pick it up and it comes in one nice bag. Okay. You pick it up like a briefcase and you just walk inside. Drums is like 10 pieces.
Please,
Okay.
like in every batch of the bands or concert you go to, there's already a drum set there. What do we have? What do vocalists have? Or what do guitarists have? Nothing. We just go. Maybe we
What
have
if the drum
amplifier.
set
They're
isn't
so
there?
nice.
No. What if the above all that, right? The drum
What
set
if the drum set isn't there? You're at the wrong venue.
no, and even if the drum set is there, 9 out of 10 times it's not properly tuned. So you have to bring that tiny pick along and you have to like nicely screw the drum on and keep
So
on
you have to
testing
bring the Allen
everything.
key, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that's such a tiny key also, man. Like just make a bigger key, no, with like a bigger handle at least. Even that they won't make. It has to be this tiny piece of shit. And then like you have to tune the entire drum, and then the chair is always broken. So you're
Oh
not
yeah,
even
the
sit-
chair, I
sitting
get
in
that.
it. So you're not
At
even
least you can
sitting
sit,
straight with
okay?
the
We can't sit. We're vocalists. We're the face of the band.
vocalist can sit. Okay, we just sit on a chair and just sing. That's it. Done. we are
Oh,
like,
shit.
drummers are literally on the Titanic. Okay, we're like sideways playing the drums over there because the seat is always broken. And if you're trying to do some kind of role, right? We're trying to do that. Okay, you are basically like shaking off because the chair is always broken. Okay, and if you want to attempt to do a quick bass drumming thing, forget it. You can't. Chair will break in front of the audience and you will fall on your ass.
Actually, I agree
have
with.
problems with venues, not with vocalists.
I
But
actually
artists is
agree. Actually, agree with Ashish because singers do this losing thing. Like, sing along with me. Hey, macha, then why we paying you, da? That's one.
Hey dude, you know how tough it is to stand in front of some 20 people who never heard of Black Sabbath and that too sing some, I don't know, some Antichrist song in a Catholic college?
Oh, okay. Oh, you went to Christ?
No, I went to MCC.
Okay, fine. Yeah, but vocalist, dude, you're like, can you feel me? Can you feel the it's tough. It's easy. I mean, you just have to
Not,
keep.
not easy. I think it takes a lot of courage to do it.
So also for vocalists, okay, there's like huge opportunity. You can go to a band, you can go to single competition, you can do a cappella, you can do all that stuff. For guitarists, again, same thing. They can do like solo and everything. Drums, you have to have like 10 people around you. Have you ever seen someone giving a drum solo in a college? Nobody
Yeah,
does
I
that.
have, dude. We had we had an instrumental competition and there were like 5 drummers who actually played Hallowed Be Thy Name card drums.
But it sounds horrible, no?
It sounded good, dude.
Drums sound horrible, like without your guitar and all that like kind of thing.
No, we had like a backtrack playing, so it sounded nice only.
Exactly. So you had something, like take out that backtrack, just drum playing.
Dude, in
Point
my
proven.
19 episodes career of the podcast, I've never had such a heated argument between guest and Ashish.
Dude, I think this happens every podcast. Ashish and I start fighting about some stupid thing over here.
Hey, don't put that on me, okay?
No, but like once this happened,
Ashish
I'm
starts
passionate
it, okay?
about
I don't
drums.
even do anything.
Ashish is usually like politically correct every time. He's like, this is okay, this is okay, this is
Yeah,
okay.
I'm just correct, okay? I'm
Every
just
time.
right.
Okay, wait.
He's like
Last
politically right, I'm politically and morally correct.
Actually, this is the most heated debate because the reason is a debate was so close in the Amog episode where we talked about debating incidentally. So Ashish was like countering him and all that. I'm like, okay, guys, calm down.
Wait, hold on. I wasn't countering him. I was asking him questions.
Yeah, you were asking him questions like a certain news anchor, okay? I won't tell who.
No. I was asking him questions about like, does your definitions and all that count? Okay. This was completely different. This was me trying to prove a point. There I was just like, okay, so what does this mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean?
Hey, that's what happened my Viva like 2 days ago, dude.
That's usually what
I'm
happens.
looking for career opportunities. I mean, engineering colleges are always open for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
HR, I'll definitely, dude. Why not? Go to every single college and just like terrify people.
but quite a heated debate between Nirupama and Ashish.
Kind of like you versus social media. That's where I draw my inspiration.
What do you mean me versus social media?
Have you seen yourself talk about social media?
Yeah, what about it?
Yeah, what about it, yappa?
What? I'm just saying that it should be used in with discretion.
No,
That's all.
you are not.
I I just said that.
Going on about it is social media. Man, that media is so bad. Oh my god.
When did I say this, da?
Ashish,
Yeah.
Shiva, you'll actually be very good friends with like aunties who go around criticizing kids for using social media.
Oh, now I'm an auntie now. Very good. First you're like you wear dhoti, put nama and sing. Now I'm like auntie.
Dude, I didn't say any of that. I just like supported him and egged him on.
I feel like Dasha Avataram Kamal Hassan. Like 10 avatars I'm taking.
I think that's going to be the caption of this episode.
Metal music.
God.
I would love to see that. Auntie wearing dhoti playing metal music.
And
be
the
so
volume
weird.
really low.
My God.
I would
Yeah,
be
but I
so
think-
weird.
Anyway, coming back, I think if you want to start metal, you should probably start with. So a friend of mine listened to Pink Floyd and she called it really depressing. And I was like, how is Floyd depressing? So I
sort of
probably recommend. Sorry?
It sort of is like if you look at the song Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, that song,
Yeah.
right? It's essentially about someone getting old and dying, no?
I think even see Emily play. See, a lot of people think metal is a lot of angst. Like somebody came and told me, hey, isn't metal a lot of angst? And I was like, no, I think it's very happy music. I mean, yeah, so sometimes it's about, so there's a song by Pantera called 5 Minutes Alone. So this song, the inspiration of how the song was made is actually because somebody in this trial room bothered the vocalist and he got annoyed and he made the song. So some of the songs have very, very deep meanings and some of them, I mean, one of their hit songs is because somebody got annoyed in a trial room.
Yeah.
So I think metal is not really about angst, but it's a lot about how people think about life. And I think the thing about pop is that there's a lot of objectifying. There's a lot of I don't know. I mean, it's got a very different overall meaning to it from my perspective.
Also, every song in pop is basically the same.
Yeah, you could
It
say
just
that. It's
talks
about he
about the
left me,
exact
she
same
left
thing.
me. I'm sad now. I keep thinking about you all the time. But then I do stuff so that I don't need to think about you. But then it never
Yeah.
works.
Yeah.
But metal is not about that. So metal, I think in that way, metal is very happy music. Because now Opeth sings a lot about, Opeth personifies death. And Queen, now Queen sings a lot about love. And hurt.
Queen is
and,
like quintessential happy music, actually.
yeah, I
Because
think Queen is very happy music.
Yeah,
Right?
the tone of a Queen song is usually really, really upbeat.
Yeah, I think the lyrics are a little bit, I mean, it helps you kind of feel very happy. And even black metal or I think any genre of metal, I think they're very unique in the sense it's about life and it's about different phases of life somebody goes through. And I think, I mean, it's very meaningful that way. Most of these, even Pink Floyd for that matter, they've got a lot of meanings to their songs, and I don't think you find a lot of that in music these days. So I think that's one of the reasons why I'm very, very drawn to metal.
And if you want a band that is both happy and very angry at the same time, System of a Down. That's
System of a Down.
absolutely mad band. I mean, like their songs range from stuff like genocide to marketing to pictures.
If you're talking about very anti-government stuff, you should check out this band called My Chemical Romance. They just got that together this year, by the way.
MCR is mainly Queen plus heavy metal music. Because
It's not heavy metal, dude. It's punk. I mean, it's just Queen plus punk.
no, but that drumming is proper heavy metal drumming, man.
The drumming is heavy metal, but I mean, everything else about it is probably glam metal at the most. I would not classify MCR as heavy metal.
Which is a Queen plus metal.
Yeah, Queen plus hard rock.
Yeah, because if you look at like Black Parade or a song like that, right? The drum part of it is really good.
Srinivas, stop whistling now. What is he doing?
Yeah,
Okay,
come on.
kiddos. So time to wrap up the episode because time is up. Period is over. You can go home now. Okay. So
Yeah, maybe I can go to the concert now.
yeah, seriously, I think you should leave. Get an Uber or something.
No, but I think like if you want to start with metal, you should probably start with Queen, and you should probably, I mean, if you're already into heavy stuff, try Pantera. It's a void, but it's beautiful. And
If you want like not super heavy stuff, but like not super chill stuff as well, try
Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, Zeppelin, System of a Down.
Check Tool though.
Yeah, personal song favorite. Try Areas. That's an amazing song.
Yeah. It is
Because that is like slow song, but it also has like a lot of drums in it, and it has like a lot of weird instruments.
If you want some stuff that'll get you really confused, try a band called Ginger. The vocalist is mad.
Mad in how? Like screaming mad or like vocal range mad?
Check out the song called Pisces.
Pisces. Okay. You stop whistling. Last episode full you were coughing. This episode full.
No, I am whistling because time is up. We have to stop.
Oh, okay. So there's
Okay.
like anyway, there's like Policia, and there is a lot more bands.
Policy is cool.
Oh, Policia is very cool.
Yeah, I'm sure they're all very cool. They're very nice. I'll start listening once I have time. So I would like to say yes, thank you for Nirupama for coming and chatting on the show again. All right. So it's been great.
This is probably the most like there will be a part 2 episode ever.
That's what Ashish says every time. He says to everybody. It's like,
Dude, we have barely scratched the surface here because
We
if you
spent
actually
about 20 minutes arguing about some useless stuff. Okay.
No. Ashish is like
asking Shiva to shut up.
no, Ashish is like the person who is like you meet a person after a long time. Ashish, yeah, come home. Which actually means don't come home. That's what it means. So part 2 means may not happen. We don't know.
That means I'll get called for another episode about some topic.
No, Ashish says this in every episode. Macha, we should do a part 2 da.
yeah,
When?
there's like always stuff left. When? Sometime in the future. We'll do a part 2. Sometime in the future, maybe if this ever happens again.
I am hearing this since sports day. Third episode, Macha part 2.
You started this, by the way.
I never said. No.
You started this, by the way. Okay.
So you should not continue it, yeah. You should end it now.
Right?
What?
Second argument in the podcast. Macha, you said you should have a part 2.
But yeah, man, good. I think a very, very informative session for me today. I think I learned a lot, right? So different genre of music. It's something because I really don't put an effort to listen to new songs and all. Mostly my roommate just shows me a video and I'm like, hey, it's a good song.
I
think music, like listening to music is not just listening to me. I mean, it's an experience. So I can't listen to some bands when I'm studying, but I can listen to like very, very heavy metal bands because, I mean, even Pink Floyd I can't listen to while studying all those so soft because it's more of like, it's a lot of thought that goes into it.
So, well, that's, I think, a very good note to end the episode on. So thanks again for coming on the show.
And thank you very much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and click the bell icon if you're on YouTube. Follow us on our other social media platforms like Facebook, Reddit, etc. Like and share the post on all of our social media pages. If you have any topic that you would like us to talk about, there is a link in the description on YouTube and on all of our social media pages. If you would like to be on the podcast and talk about any issues with us, then there is a link for that in the YouTube description as well. There's also links for that on all of our social media pages. Once again, thank you very much for watching and goodbye.
Good night, guys. See you later.